Hello all and welcome back to my channel. I am the Ink Nerd, and today we are going to do a playthrough and small review of the Bitmap Brothers Collection 1. This is a cart that came with my VS, something I've been looking forward to playing. It's a small cart, but as per the rest of them, comes with a full colour manual, you know, various different games on here with different information. You know, it looks like it's going to be an amazing cartridge. So let's have a look at what is actually on this cartridge. So on the Bitmap Brothers Collection, we have Speedball, we have Speedball II Brutal Deluxe, we have Speedball 2100, and then we have the Chaos engine, which I'm really looking forward to, and Xenon 2 Mega Blast. Now, I do kind of have vague memories of playing some of these games when I was younger. Speedball 2 and Chaos Engine, I believe, on either SNES or Mega Drive, but I've not really touched the rest. So without further ado, let's get on and look at the first game. Okay, here we are, back with the first game. And first game up is going to be Speedball. It's a 1991 future sports game. People know what Speedball is. Step onto the steel-walled, steel-forward Speedball pitch and take on the challenge of this brutal future sport. Controls look pretty simple. A to throw, tackle and jump. B to throw, tackle and jump. And the D-pad to move your player. So let's put it in and let's crack on. Once again, I have everything in pixel perfect with the box art bezel. It turns out the bezel that I thought was spelt incorrectly, it actually is an artist called Rashid Latif, so it was just me being an idiot. So we have Team Werner, whose captain is Kef. We have Team Lacerta, whose captain is Conroy, and Team Draco, whose captain is Veric. I am going to go Team Lacerta. I must confess, I don't think I've ever played this version of Speedball. I think I've only ever played Speedball 2. Chances are I'm going to be pretty rubbish at it and get absolutely hammered. I'm assuming, I'm not quite sure how you tell who you are. Yeah, I can't quite tell. I don't know what I've just done, other than reset it. Oh, I'll try that again. Let's try again. Alright, so I am the green ones. Right, okay. Don't do that, goalkeeper. For something that's sort of recognised as fast-paced, it runs pretty slowly. Oh. But yeah, I've never really seen or played it, so I know it was more of a, I think it was an Amiga thing, or that level of computer, and obviously I confess that I've never really played on a micro before, so I'll be impressed if I can keep it at a reasonably low score. I'm getting lots of shots, just not. Yes! I scored! Yes! I must admit I was hyped for this. I think more for possibly Speedball 2. I think all in all, one of the other games on here was the one that I was ultimately looking forward to. Because I have fond memories of one of the games. For some reason, whether I've made it up in my head, I don't know, but I have pretty fond memories of one of the games. So I can't score it though. I'll be happy to keep it at 1 apiece. 1-0. So I can bribe an official. I can use it, get extra stamina, or I can bribe the timer. I've got 3 coins. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to play the next game, the next one. So I assume win or draw this game is to qualify. Okay. So yeah, it's very slow. Oh, you tit. Very slow, very basic. It's going to take some practice, I think, to get used to it. Oh, why did my goalkeeper walk away? 2-0 down now. Yeah, there's not much for me to say about this. I'm going to move on to the next game. So let's move on. Okay, so we are back with the next game, which will be Speedball 2. So, can you take Brutal Deluxe, the worst team in Speedball history, to the top of the leagues? Train your team, recruit star players, and master best ways to score in this cyberpunk sporting classic. So this is the box art that everybody will remember from I assume Speedball 2. X to throw, tackle, jump, B to throw, tackle, jump, and A to switch menus in management screens. Okay, let's crack on and see whether Speedball 2 is an improvement over Speedball. So, push start. We'll have a 1-player game. We'll have a practice and we won't do management. So you get certain power-ups. I assume W means winger, and I don't know where all the people are that I'm practicing with, to be fair. But let's see if I can score. It'd be bad if I couldn't score. Can I back out of this?
Get ready!
No. I'm going to have to play this and then I'll play a proper knockout game. So already you can see it's graphically better. I just wanted to see what that did. And I can hit the stars and get bonus points, I think. And you can hit that thing and that ricochets off. I can score against nobody.
Get ready.
So I'm sure I remember somebody saying that this lost something from the original. A saying or something. Ice cream, is it? I've no idea. I don't really particularly remember it.
Get ready.
Brutal Deluxe are the worst team. I thought practice game would give me a single game against somebody, but no. But you can see definitely a marked improvement. There's more going on in it. It's easier to see who you are, despite I don't know. I've not gone on against an opposition player yet. I imagine the importance of these games is really to it's more about playing against humans rather than the computer. And I'm just going to score as many as I can.
Get ready.
Yeah, I assume the importance of it is playing against humans. Anyway, let's carry on. Get to the end of this half. Pretty long half. Anyway, I cut that there because you don't want to see me playing against like just random people. So what do I do? This is management screen. You got coins, it seems. Like I've got 20 in the bank. I don't know how to start it. Do I press start to go? Not enough cash. Right.
Get ready.
So yeah, you can clearly see it's easily marked out which one you are. When you don't run away from them. I don't know what M is. Ah! It's a lot more fast paced. There's more people on the pitch in this. I think there seems to be more power up options. There also seems to be more opposition players than. Ah, yeah. What the?
Get ready.
Yeah, there seems to be more opposition players. It's going to be a good game to get the hang of again. I really am. I really was looking forward to this cart basically for it. Oh, you bar steward! Oh, I should have scored.
Get ready.
Yes, he scored. So yeah,
Ready.
there's not much more I can say about this. It's a good game. You can see that it's a marked improvement. You can see that it's on. It comes from more impressive hardware. But yeah, let's go on to the next game. Okay, so we're back with the third game on this cartridge, and that is Speedball 2100. So this is a 32-bit game, I think. I'm sure this is the one that came from the PlayStation 1. Brutal Deluxe are back for a whole new century, and once again it's up to you to take them from being a joke of the Speedball League team to #1 spot. You get to switch players with this and use the shoulder buttons, in menus that is. B to jump, A to throw, X to attack. Let's put it on and see. So,
a century from now,
already clearly an improvement as there's like there's a FMV for it. I'm not going to let this play through because you'll have seen a lot of people doing this. Clearly a PlayStation 1 game with the memory card there. What are the game options let me do? Okay. Single player knockout, let's take a look. See if this improves on 2. 2 for me does seem like a really good game. I don't know, let's try and get straight into the game. There's a lot of orange. Whoa, can't really tell which one I am. Hard to tell. I think I'm the lighter ones in the purple, but yeah. I would say this is not as good as 2. I've just conceded. Yeah, the graphics are better, but it's a lot muddier and a lot harder to tell. I'm not a big fan of the textures. I much prefer 2 overall. Why am I passing to the opposition? Yeah, 2 is a lot better, I'm going to say. This could have been vastly improved. I don't know whether it's a well-received Speedball game. I don't think I'd heard of it until this cartridge was announced. That's not to say that it's not a well-known game. But I wasn't aware of it. But yeah, I don't think there's much else I can say on this one. Let's go on to the next game. So the next game on the cartridge is the one that I was looking forward to the most. That is the Chaos engine. So the year is 1887, and the steam-powered Chaos engine has been causing mayhem across the world, bending time and space to its will. Now it's up to an elite strike force of mercenaries to destroy it once and for all, and to defeat the hideous beast that transformed its creator Baron Fortescue into. Controls, switch ability, use special abilities A, X to shoot, move character. Don't press B, otherwise you go back to the next menu. Let's see what the Chaos engine was like. I think this is the Mega Drive version. Something tells me. I know again these were popular on the Micros and Amigas. Well, Amiga is a Micro. Start a new game, let's get straight into it. You can choose Brigand, Gentleman, Thug, Scientist, Navi, Mercenary. I'm going to go Mercenary, and then I select Player 2. Let's go Gentleman. So we're straight into the beginning. World 1, the forest, level 1, the beginning. Yeah, let's see. The control is not mapped properly, that's for sure, because I was pressing X and it wasn't shooting. Here's to shoot. No idea what the aim is, so I can't remember if I'm honest.
Node activated.
I've got to activate the nodes, it seems. Died and pushed me straight back to the spot. Must admit the gentleman's gun seems a lot cooler than the... I'm assuming to collect these coins I can spend them somewhere. Avoid the shots. Keys open up an area. Yeah, straight away, yeah, I can tell this is going to be fantastic to play again.
ASA.
It was what I was waiting on coming out. I don't know why that killed me. It was what I was expecting to see. I was expecting this to be my favourite game on this cart, to be fair, and I've got a feeling it will be. Oh yeah, so I think that's the end of the first level. Straight away, fantastic looking game. Has great colour palette, great action, gives you the option of different characters. I'm gonna love this game, I think. So yeah, not much more I can say again. Let's go on to the last game on the cartridge. So here we are, last game on the cartridge, Xenon 2 Mega Blast. It's a shmup, I believe, so not my favourite genre. Furious at their past failures to subjugate humanity, the Xenites have returned for revenge, and this time around they've planted 4 time bombs throughout history, threatening to destroy the very fabric of the universe. Luckily you've got your time travelling Mega Blaster spaceship on your side then. So controls are 2 buttons, X to fire, A to dive into the background. So let's see if the controls are mapped for this correctly or not. Nice soundtrack, straight away. It's not a game that I've played, I've not even played the first one, so... Medium mode, 1 player, player 1 get ready, entering level 1. Why am I... There we go. It's not as bullet hell as some. In fact, it's pretty slow, if I'm honest. Yeah, it's not as bullet hell. It's very drab in colour, I would say. But even so, still one of the better shmups that I've played on the Evercade. He says. I don't think it's as good as Xevious was, but that's just me. Typical shmup fare though. There are a few guys in that, like Eddie and a couple of other guys that will appreciate this probably. A few of them play a lot of their shmups. Can I beat them? I don't know what half this stuff is doing that I'm picking up. So I can slow right down. What does dive into the background do? Nothing. Probably going to die soon because I seem to be running out of energy. Oh, there we go. Dead on the first game. All in all, it's a pretty fun little game from the 2 seconds I've played on it so far. But yeah, it's definitely... Is it a cartridge seller like something like the Chaos Engine? Probably not, but it's a decent little shmup, to be fair. All I can buy is one thing. What do you want to sell me? I don't know. What do I want to buy? What's that do? Right. Let's play one more level, see whether it improves it any. Entering level 1. Whoa! There's something wrong if I don't win like this. Oh, where's all my power-ups gone? That's pretty pants. I've lost all my power-ups. Yeah, typical shmup fare, really. So that was the last game on the cart. I quite like the idea of this cart. It's going to grow on me, I think. Speedball was pretty boring, but Speedball 2 was a marked improvement. Chaos Engine I'm going to love. And yeah, Zen and Mega Blast 2 looks pretty good. All in all, it's a reasonably good cart. It's not the worst one out there. It's worthwhile getting if you enjoy these types of games. All that's left me to do is thank you for watching. I've been the Ink Northerner, and I'll catch you on the next one.